City Council meeting on Wednesday, December 7th, 2022. This will be our only meeting held in December because of the holidays. We will begin with an invocation by Councilman Beck and led in the Pledge of Allegiance by Councilmember Egbert, and then from there we'll go into our consent agenda items. Chief Glasgow is going to give me the thumbs up whenever we're waiting on just a couple more of our fire guys to show up, and then we'll go right to the program.
Our dear gracious Heavenly Father, we're very grateful for this opportunity we have to participate in civic duty. We're grateful for the snow and moisture that we've received this week. We're grateful for our public safety officials and volunteers and all they do to protect Mapleton residents. We love thee so much when we pray for guidance in all we do. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen.
Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'd like to recognize we have Reed joining us by phone, and Leslie Jones is not attending this evening. We will move forward with our consent agenda items. Look for approval for the first four items or questions.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Councilman Beck and a second by Councilmember Egbert.
Egbert, yes.
Beck, yes.
Garrett, yes.
All right. We'll move to our item number 5, which is presentation of the fiscal year budget. I'm sorry to you in the audience might be a little bit bored here for just a minute, but it won't last too long. Greg's pretty quick at this. He's gotten pretty good. It's our presentation of the fiscal year 2021 and 22 audit report, and we'll turn the time over to Mr. Orler.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. This is truly one of the most exciting times of the year. Greg is a fantastic professional and has helped us quite a bit, and we'll turn the time over to you, Greg, to present the audit.
Appreciate you letting me come and meet with you tonight, Mayor and Council. We're going to start by looking at the smaller of the two booklets. I think you've got those, and if I can have you turn to page 2 of that booklet, there were 2 state compliance findings as part of the audit this year. And the first one, it's the second year in a row that this was an issue. The fact that your fund budgets were overspent in this year, 3 of your funds. The spending limit is the budget, and so you need to watch that and be careful and make sure that you don't spend beyond what's been budgeted. Some of the problems were just issues of invoices coming in at the end of the year that they weren't aware of, and so the budget was set, invoices came in, spending increased, and so it was out of compliance. This is one that you'll really want to watch this next year and make sure it doesn't happen again, because if it happens 3 times in a row, then the state auditor sends you a letter and says who's responsible, who's going to take care of this. And
We got a lot of guys in here, Bill Bryce out of the county prison or jail maybe. If he comes and gets, we'll go visit him at least.
Yep.
Get the time
I will
right,
too.
Bryce.
Okay, and then the second finding is in regard to the bonding for the treasurer. Every city, every government in the state is required to bond their treasurer, have a fidelity bond in place, and it's based on the revenues of the city, and it's a test that only gets checked every 3 years. And so in the last 3 years, your budget's obviously increased dramatically with the fiber going in, with the sewer expansion going in. The budget went up considerably, and so appropriately, the fidelity bond should have increased. You had a fidelity bond of $500,000 based on this year's budget. It should have been $738,000, and so My recommendation is maybe just to check it out and see if you can get $1 million of coverage. It probably won't be that much more than 738,000, and then you'll be covered even if the budget increases going forward. And so that's a pretty easy fix, not really a big problem. Are there any questions on either of those two findings? Okay. If not, then I wanted to spend just a minute and look at some graphs. Pictures aren't normally what accountants look at. We like to look at numbers, but the graphs tell a better story. And so if I can have you turn to pages 8 and 9, we'll take a look at some of the graphs that are in your management discussion and analysis this year, because they tell a really good story. And the first graph is at the top of page 8, and it shows Mapleton City's net position. The net position is the difference between all the assets that the city owns and all the liabilities that you owe. And so everything that's left over is considered net position. And then it's broken out between 3 different types of net position. The first being unrestricted, which is available for any use. Restricted, such as Class C roads or impact fees. And then the final biggest portion of that is the amount that you've already invested in capital assets. And so your buildings, your equipment, your various sewer system, water system, things like that. And so you can tell, looking at the 2021 amounts compared to 2022, that pretty much overall you've seen a major increase in net position in the city. The fact that the restricted amount decreased is probably a good thing. It means that you're using those impact fees and Class C road monies, and those have a time limit on them, and so it's actually good to see that decrease, but it's also good to see that the unrestricted portion and the amount invested in capital assets is increasing. And then the 2 graphs over on page 9 show the program revenues and expenses for both the governmental activities and the business type activities. The business type activities are your water, sewer, soon to be your fiber, your pressurized irrigation, those type. And then everything else is lumped into governmental activities. And if you look at the expenses in the governmental activities, you can see that generally the expenses exceed the revenues that came in. The one exception is the streets and public improvements. That's due to all of the cost of the land and roads and everything that developers put in place and then donated to the city. And so that's why that's an unusually high bar in the middle of that graph. On the other hand, you would expect that the expenses for business type activities would be lower than the revenues that were brought in, and so that's the case. If you look at the blue compared to the green bars for each of your departments, then that is the case there. The expenses are less than the revenues. I think Bryce did a really good thing this year, hiring a firm to help with the year-end closing. The firm that he hired this year did just a really thorough job, did a really excellent job, I think. And the financial statements include information that probably should have been in place clear since 2011. And so by thoroughly researching everything, all the agreements that the city has in place, they were able to change the financial statements this year and make sure that all of those things were included. And so I really appreciate the work that Bryce went to and that firm went to make sure that these were entirely accurate. I really appreciate Bryce and Corey and Camille and all of your staff and the help that they are when I perform the audit. They're good to work with. They're good employees. I think they have Mapleton City's best interests at heart and do a really good job. And so if there aren't any questions, that's the presentation for tonight, and I'll let you get on with the more important matters that
There we go.
you've got on the agenda.
Well, this is very important, and the increase in budget and the increase in funds coming in and the money spent is well spent. I think if you'd looked at this 3, 4, 5 years ago, you wouldn't anticipate this large of an increase in the budget and stuff.
Right.
So it's pretty cool that we're in the spot we're in.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and I attribute that to our staff working hard and
Yep.
putting that stuff together. And Bryce, thanks for all your hard work on this, dedication. I would second what you said. We have staff that has Mapleton at their best interest, so
Yep.
that's great.
I believe so.
And the council obviously has got to vote on those things and agree to it, so
Right.
thanks to the council too for doing that.
Yep, thank you. All right, have a good night.
Thanks, Greg, appreciate you.
Thanks. We'll see you.
All right, let's see. Any other questions?
This
We
is
need
an
a
action
motion.
item.
Yeah, it's an action item, so we'll have to have a motion, but.
I'll move to accept the fiscal year 2021-22 audit report.
Second.
A motion by Councilmember Egbert and a second by Councilman Beck.
Beck, yes.
Garrett, yes.
Egbert, yes.
Carlson, yes.
All right, great. Those are our items. Chief, how close are you?
If Sir wants to go, we could probably go out.
Okay. All right, let's, where is she?
She's just coming in right there.
Oh, there she is. All right. We'd like to thank all of you for coming out to support our firemen, EMS, and CERT members. Anybody that works with me or knows me knows that I highly value the people we have, the efforts they give, the effort they put in, the personal time they take to get their certs and everything in order. And the department speaks for itself. I don't need to go around saying anything about our department or our leadership, anything. Everybody knows. The meetings I go to with other cities, everybody knows what's going on here. It's apparent, it's obvious. The word travels fast. And I attribute that to you individuals that are going to get these certificates tonight and achievements and the hard work and dedication. And I want you to know on behalf of the city and the city council, we thank you for that effort and also want to thank our leadership. With that, we'll turn it over to Sue. You want to start? Chief and Sue.
I'm going to introduce Sue.
All right, there we go.
As you know, our CERT team is a volunteer position, so the time that Sue puts in is volunteer to us. I'm not going to surprise anybody with this, but volunteer hours, just unbelievable amount of hours these guys put in and invaluable to our city. So Sue, thank you first off for volunteering and putting in the time to that. I tease Sue, she puts in the time and maybe even sometimes a little too much, because I mean, man, there's a couple weeks like, holy cow, Sue, you got to unplug the email system here. No, I'm teasing. But what Sue's done is she has oversaw another CERT program to get certifications, and that recently wrapped up with their practical that happened down at the Harvest Park building. So tonight, with Sue's got some certificates for them, so I'm going to let Sue announce them and have them come up and shake our hands and get their certificates.
We're stuck in the snow, but we'll do what we can here. Okay, well, thank you, everybody. Again, Mayor and City Council people and staff, we just did another class, fall class. This was a small class, but their strength in this class was really amazing. They really pulled together with such few people. They all had different skills, and they all contributed those different skills. And this, even though this was a small class, they really did pull together. And they all said they were coming tonight, so the roads are bad. So we'll announce their names, and I do have some shirts and ID badges for them. In addition to them, I also want to give a huge shout out to the Mapleton City Youth Council volunteers that helped us. These kids are amazing, amazing. And being considered overly dramatic as a teenager is a big plus in when they help us with the disaster sim as victims. And they go up and over the top, and they keep it going for 4 hours. These kids are exhausted. But we could not do this training without them. So hopefully some of them are here. I want to run through their names really quick, and then I'll introduce certain people. Summer Herringer, Jade Myers, Scout Chase, Abby Stringham, Matt Butterfield, Brigham Call, Joanna McClellan, Sydney Jackson, Rachel White, and Lily Flake. There might be 3 or 4 that I missed, but I just wanted to acknowledge them because I don't think these kids get enough acknowledgement. This is a Saturday morning thing. They show up, they get out of bed, they come down, they get makeup and blood all over, and they spend 4 hours getting into it.
Are any of them there?
Are any of those, oh, stand up, please, you guys, stand up. Yeah, you are amazing. I cannot thank them enough. We could not do that disaster sim without them. All right, so I'm gonna just read some names. I'll start with who I know is here. Einar Trapani.
Yep, come on up.
Not a lot of fun rewards for putting in all this time, 7 solid weeks. But, you know, shirts and ID badges. Philip Kleinman and Loretta Kleinman. I know that Loretta can't be here. Huge help with this class. Angela Ashurst McGee. I know they were planning on coming, so maybe not quite. Roads are bad. They weren't actually sure where this building was. And our impromptu class captain, Jesse Ashurst McGee. 16 years old, pitched in there, did fabulous. He amazed us all. So if any of them have shown up yet, nope. I just wanted on the record that they're all fabulous, and we'll get this to them. And please say thank you and be glad that these people are your neighbors and your friends, so that they can help out in an emergency before the professionals and all the first responders get there, because these people really know the skills. Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Sue.
I'll keep the mayor down here for this one and ask Chief Glasgow to come up. As you guys know, changes in the fire department over the last few years. Primary goal was to get response times just unbelievable, and that's where they've got them right now. So with that, we have to have somebody stationed and on staff there, and so Chief Glasgow is going to introduce a new fire captain that's working for us. So go ahead.
Excuse me, Mayor, Council, thanks for having us. As you can see, today's a special day for us. We're going to introduce Fire Captain Bob Evans. He was a part-timer for us for the last year, and when a full-time position opened, he was the no-brainer guy for the job. We love Bob. He's a great dude. He started his career in Long Beach, and then so he's a California tried and true, just like me, political refugee. I'll put that in again. Coming here for the good life. Started in Long Beach, went to Provo, and then he went to Park City, and he finished his career in Park City. He also moonlights as Buddy the Elf, so I don't know if any of you guys saw him, but he's a really good sport when it comes to his Buddy the Elf costume, and if you haven't seen it, I think you should ask to see it, and we could arrange that. So we're going to have Bob and his wife come up, and we're going to pin his badge, full-time fire captain paramedic. We have 3 full-time fire captain paramedics now, and then if Camille can give the oath, perfect. So thank you.
So when Bob and Chief and I sat in my office a few weeks ago, we told him what we tell the people that we hire is we're a community-oriented department, and do you have any problems with going out and be involved in the community? And he looked at me like crazy, like, heck no. And then within a week, he's Buddy the Elf at the park. So actually, there he is. I was super excited to see that. So congratulations. We're super excited to have you. So, okay. Oh, yes.
I do solemnly swear. That I will support, obey, and defend. The Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the State of Utah. And the laws and ordinances of Maplewood City. And I discharge the duties. Of my office. With fidelity.
Okay, so these helmets, we thought we'd do it different this year. We talk about the leather shields. We're always telling you guys about the leather shield and earning your leather shield. But this is the leather shield, so we put them on the helmets this year. So we have 93 members on the fire department right now, 93. And 50 plus of those are volunteers. We have one of the largest volunteer programs in Utah right now. People call us all the time and ask us how we're doing it. And the way we do it is we've got great equipment, we've got great people, and we're training. We're always training. We have in-house fire academies that we're doing every year. And the people you see behind me are firefighters that have gone through our in-house fire academy. We had 9 today that are getting their leather shield. To get their leather shield, they have to go through the fire academy. The UFRA, which is the Utah Fire Rescue Academy College through UVU, comes out and tests these people. We do all the instruction. Ryan Smith is the main cadre that teaches the academy, and then they have to be proctored by the college. So we don't get to just teach them and then certify them and say they're good. We have to teach them, and then a third party comes in, and they have to pass written and skills to get certified in the state of Utah. To get certified and earn your shield, you have to complete Hazmat Ops, Hazmat Awareness, Fire 1, and Fire 2. Some people take 2 to 3 years to get this done. These guys got it done in about 7, 8 months. So amazing work by our academy instructors that do the job while they're fighting fires here and running medical aids and also instructing a fire academy. And a great job for these volunteers that have all gotten certified here. And it's just another added little option that we have done to boost recruitment, to get people that come in off the street that have an interest in serving, but they don't have the certifications, and they can't go to a full-time fire academy that's 16 weeks, Monday through Friday, and costs $7,000. So we sponsor them to go through our academy. Takes a little longer, and it's nights and weekends and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but some of you guys saw we had the burn buildings behind the city hall. We did live fire. There was a lot of hard work put in by these guys. And anywhere between 1,000 and 1,500 hours of training that goes into this process to become fully certified. So, and in Utah, there is no difference between a fully certified career firefighter and a fully certified volunteer firefighter. Firefighter doesn't know if you're not getting paid or not. So fire does not know whether you're getting paid or not. So the dangers are all there, and the level of training has to be the same. And I'm really proud of this group that they went through all of the training, passed first try, no retests, was an amazing feat in itself because we've always had to retest. In this group, we didn't have to retest. So I'm going to turn around and we're going to give them their helmets, and I'll read off their names, and I won't be by this mic, so I'm going to just talk loud. So firefighter Spencer, Fire 1, Fire 2, Hazmat Ops, Hazmat Awareness. Congratulations. Firefighter Gordon got his Fire 1 and Fire 2 here. He already had his he got his Fire 2 here. He had Fire 1 and he had his Hazmat Ops and Awareness, so he gets a shield. Fire one, you had your Fire one, hazmat and ops from another state. We got him reciprocity here, and he tested for firefighter two and got his firefighter two, so he gets his shield.
What's his name?
Chief, you didn't say his name.
Gerald Garrett.
Jared.
Sorry. Call. Fire one, fire two, hazmat ops, hazmat awareness through our fire academy. Nate Brown, fire one, fire two, hazmat ops, hazmat awareness through our fire academy. Levi, you had fire one and hazmat ops and awareness, and we did fire two through our fire academy, and you got a shield. Congratulations. Arnett, fire one, fire two, hazmat ops, hazmat awareness through our fire academy. Anderson took a little longer. She did fire one and fire two last year with us, but she didn't have time to do hazmat ops and awareness. We just got her through hazmat ops and awareness, so she did everything through us, but she's getting her shield today. Congratulations. Abdu, fire one, fire two, hazmat ops, hazmat awareness through our fire academy. Congrats. Good job.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mayor, council, we couldn't do it without your support. Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
You give
Chief.
us the tools, the training, the money, and we need to be able to do this. We couldn't do it without your backing. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Chief Glasgow, and thanks, Chief Jackson. I'll just say one more time, and Chief Glasgow, you weren't in the room, but more than ever in the last 12 months, we've had people come to city council and literally claim that, you know, these people that you stood before you today have saved their lives and extended their lives. And I know that you are policemen that are involved in the calls, Councilman Garrett, others here that have been here, Chief Glasgow, you guys have witnessed it. I've been to the hospital when when these guys have delivered someone there, and I've witnessed it also, that they literally are doing something today that was not being done before, period. It wasn't even close. And yeah, we can vote on it and we can make those decisions and we can do all that stuff, but it doesn't, that doesn't get the job done. It's the people standing these boots before you and these shoes that get the work done. So I want to thank Chief Glasgow, Chief Jackson, and staff for supporting them and making this happen, because what greater cause could you be involved in than actually extending people's lives and saving their lives to spend more time with their family? And they've done it day in and day out. And I don't know all the stories. I just know a dozen or more of them that directly affect their lives, but I'm sure there's 10 dozen of them. And you guys, thank you and thank you. And like I said before, you know, it's one thing to be up here and be given a helmet and a badge and the certs. It's another thing to be on the ground and making it happen, and these guys make it happen. And when you make the phone call on the other end of the line, that's when it gets real. And these guys get it done. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
So Everest is going to come up really quick. So Everest did our whole entire fire academy, and he passed everything, but he had a conflict and was not able to do hazmat ops and awareness. So we're getting him into hazmat ops and awareness. He went through with everybody there, and as soon as he passes that, he will get his shield. But until then, we have his certs, and we wanted to recognize the hard work that he put in, even though it was just a conflict why he couldn't finish. He will be finishing in the next few months, and then he'll get his shield. So let's recognize him real quick. Everest for...
Thanks, Chief, and thank everyone for coming and supporting them. Appreciate it.
Can we make a motion to? We didn't have a public forum, do we?
I don't see anybody on the list.
Yeah? No. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations, you guys.
All right. With that, we'll move on to our administrative reports. We start with you, Chief.
Yeah, mine are fairly quick. Need your help again with crossing guards. I'm down a crossing guard. We lost a crossing guard this last week due to an injury, and we can limp to the Christmas break. But boy, coming back at the new year, if you know somebody that would want to help with a crossing guard position, that would help a ton. Next thing, really quick, you guys probably heard.
What is it? Is there a pay, like
Yeah.
hourly
Yeah.
amount?
Yeah, it's 13 an hour.
13, okay.
Yep. So it's an hour in the morning, an hour in the afternoon. So I mean, it's an odd schedule. It's not a ton.
We've surely got plenty of people.
Oh, we've got awesome crossing guards. We have been so lucky, but we had one get hurt, and so.
Can we
we're-
clarify, did that individual get hurt on the job, or
Well,
was this something else?
Can we talk about that in open forum? Is that a HIPAA? Yeah, that we probably better not. I guess we could go into closed session if you prefer.
No, we can talk about it tomorrow or whenever.
Probably got your answer. The nightmare that we talk about in June and July happens in Spanish Fork, and they're dang lucky down there when that guy went on the parade route for their light parade a couple weeks ago. Talking to those guys down there, I don't know how they didn't hit anybody. Drunk driver went on the parade route, if you didn't hear about it. 30 miles an hour with the parade going, hit a horse. So the police chiefs got together today, and we're going to get together again next week, matter of fact, here in Mapleton. Going to toss around the idea of all the cities going in on some better barricades to block off the parade route. That might be, when we do that, so for example, our major crimes bill for undercover narcotics, it's based on how much population you have. So that's probably what we would be kicking in. It'd probably be fairly minor amount, but I want to put that in your mind that we're going to need to tighten things up a little bit on our parade route next year. So that's coming. I don't want to put the fire trucks there because they're in the parade, but that's an option too. So anyway, that's something I'll come back to you guys with on fairly quick. So thanks.
Thanks, Chief. Sean?
Just the trail survey. Just it's out for the public to take, so encourage you to make sure you're sharing that and encouraging people to take it. Probably going to be, what, Logan, think another week or two?
I had someone reach out to me today and said that the link wasn't working on the Everbridge that we sent. And I started looking through my text to find that I got, and I couldn't find it. So could someone just check that and see?
I had an issue even on mine and reached out to Madison, and after I had refreshed it and copied the link instead of clicked on the link, it worked. So if you've got another one, we might have something going on there.
Again.
Did Madison say she put a new link, Jessica, or she
No.
didn't?
No, she said refresh it, and then I refreshed, but I also copied and pasted instead of clicked, and so I'm not sure if the text was accurate.
I'll talk to her tomorrow morning. We can do a pre-run with it too.
I met with her today, and it jumped up about 450 respondents since we sent it out.
Yeah, I think it's,
Must be working.
I know it's working, but it could be, I don't know if
yeah.
You
It might be
you
based
say it
on
went,
what device you use to access it.
yeah. You say it went up by 400, or we're at 400?
See what I have here.
Do you know what the total is now, though, or like about? Wow, that's pretty dang good.
Yeah, we only had a couple hundred, and then the Everbridge boosted good, so.
That works, yeah,
Yeah.
that Everbridge does.
Oh, it looks like when you click on it, there's another little thing at the bottom because it clicks confirm receipt, but if you click that little link, then it takes you to it. All right, I'll let him know. He's an avid trail guy.
Android works maybe differently.
Yeah.
There's also links on the website, right? So people don't have to use that Everbridge link, just so you know.
Homepage, and then we'll have, Madison will do another social media post,
How much longer is the survey out? Do you remember?
probably
Is it-
another week or two.
Okay, all right.
Got some good response rate, though. I mean, that's
It's huge.
It's really good.
several hundred is great information.
Yeah, good.
Okay, great. Thanks, Sean. Mr. Lord.
I got three. First one, the sidewalk at Hobble Creek, that is started. So we're moving utilities right now. We should see curb and gutter poured hopefully in the next couple of days, and then sidewalk next week, hopefully. That's the plan. So it should all be buttoned up in time for school to start again in January. Second one, so Corey and Sean and I have been having conversations with UDOT. Dallas has been involved in this. This has been going on for a long time about SR 147, so that's Maple Street, South Main, and 1600 South. That loop is a UDOT road right now, and we've been in talks for, well, years, but more, more focused talks in the last year or two about a jurisdictional transfer where the city would take over ownership of that loop. And we just kind of realized we haven't really gotten your temperature exactly on how you guys feel about that. UDOT's ready to do it. They've pretty much removed all the barriers they'd need to on their end. We have an agreement that they've written up that we're reviewing. And before we take it much further, we really want to just see if we have a go or a no-go, or at least to keep moving forward or not.
So
you guys.
Your email mentioned pros and, well, said that there are pros and cons, of course, but is now the time to discuss some of those, or?
Yeah, Corey, I would defer that to you. Do you want to talk about this another time, or do you want to just?
The goal I was kind of looking at is in our retreat to spend some time on that, talk over the pros and cons, and
Maybe
so-
some demands we would have, or some requests that we would have if we were going to do it, and either an amount of money or improvements or vice versa. One big one was having the overlay done on Maple Street, and we told them that a long time ago, and they did that. But I think there's some sidewalks, some curb gutter, or there's some other issues I think we could maybe make a deal with UDOT if we were going to accept it. So there's a lot to talk about, and the last time we talked, we
Yeah,
figured in the
that retreat, I was looking
break it down.
somewhere end of January, 1st of February, so why don't us three, we'll kind of put the final touches on our recommendations and get them all the findings, and then we can,
Yeah, if you can
Have that ready
get
for
us some, at least a list of pros and cons before the retreat, that way we
Yeah,
have time to
yep,
regurgitate.
that's a good idea.
That'd be good.
yeah, we can send some emails out so that you're well prepared before we get to that retreat.
Super.
Okay, perfect. And then the last one is, this is my last city council meeting, so I just wanted to take a minute to just really just sincerely say thank you. The last 6 years for me have been both professionally and personally extremely fulfilling and satisfying, and a lot of that has to, well, I'm not even going to say a lot of it, 99% of that has to do with the people I've worked with. And Dallas talks about the staff here a lot, and I just can't speak highly enough of all of them. I've been really privileged to be here, so thank you, and thank you for your support always. I just want to note, Dallas has never said that one of my presentations was going to be boring. So, but sincerely, thank you. And I'll be back, but I'm going to stand up here with all of my complaints next time I come, so.
Same for us. It's been a pleasure, Stephen, to get to work with you. And at the end of the day, whatever you're doing, I mean, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's all about who you're working with, and that's really the key. We wish you could stay, but like we always say, you do what's best for you and your family, and we wish you the best. Hopefully, have success in what you pursue next. It's awesome. So thanks for all the work you've done for us. All right, you'll be missed. All right, Jessica.
Make Logan go after that. I'll cry. I'm not saying goodbye. I'm just saying see you later. I'll see you before.
We
you're
got him
done.
for a few more
That's
weeks,
right.
too,
I'm not,
Mm-mm.
we're not going there, and we're not going there on YouTube either. I want to, kudos to the Tree Lighting Festival, everybody that was involved with it. That was so much fun. And we had our perfect little Hallmark experience with the snow and everything. It was just beautiful. So thank you for that. A lot of things I'm involved with right now are related to legislative policy and interim committees. It's the same topics, short-term rentals. I know that I've had more feedback from citizens lately on short-term rentals. I know the rest of the council has seen some. I've had other messages, so we know this is going to continue to be an important topic. Similar issues with authority for housing and zoning. Interim committees have been discussing all the things, so it's going to be a hopping legislative session.
Great. Thanks, Jessica. Okay. Casey?
Yeah, talking with Joanne, they have all the advisors they need for the new term, so they're all set with that. Logan will be a liaison for them, so we'll transfer the new where he goes to all the meetings and have a closer relationship with them. So I'm excited for the new year with that. Logan's going to talk about this as well, but we've been talking for a while about opening the track at the at the middle school, and looks like, we'll take your temperature, but we're thinking in January we can get that going. So
Awesome.
what
That's
I
a
have.
big deal.
Yeah.
Thanks, Casey, for working on that.
Well, Logan's the one working on that. I've just been pushing him as much as I can.
You're giving Logan credit? All right, I guess. All right, Logan, thanks. Okay, Darren?
I don't really have anything other than I want to say, it's been a pleasure working with you, Stephen. I work with engineers for a living, and you're one of the best. It's been a pleasure. The amount of work and good that you've done for Mapleton City is astounding and hard to match, so thank you.
Great. Thanks, Darren. Bryce, don't get after Steven. Hey, this is a good moment. Don't ruin it.
Stephen, I'm going to miss you. I got through that with a straight face. I wouldn't have said anything, Mayor. We're working on a budget amendment that we'll be presenting to you in January, so we'll be getting that sent out to you here shortly.
Great. Thanks, Bryce. Camille? Nothing. All right, Corey. Well, hold on. Logan, what do you got?
I'm good.
Oh, do you really? You were going to say nothing? Holy mackerel.
That means Logan's got 3 items. He gave them to Logan.
You don't have anything either? No, I just have 2 quick ones. Oh, okay. So you don't have anything, just 2 quick ones? Okay.
Like the same thing. So the first one was just the track. We are going to move forward with kind of having a more set schedule for that, and working with the school, and having some of our staff in the morning, and the lack of time we have in the morning, I don't think that's going to be an option. But in the evenings, we are going to have a considerably big amount of time that people will be able to use. So we're going to work on getting a calendar put together with dates and times that it's available to use for people to come and run in the evenings.
So they would just come park in that back north side?
Yep.
And they can go in to that door?
Yep, and we're gonna get some signage, because there's so many doors on that backside, and we'll try to make a map that kind of easily shows where it's at.
Is
So,
that the same door for, like, coming for basketball?
no, it'll be a separate one, yeah.
And the school will take charge and lock in the other hallways that are on the south side of there, so people aren't wandering through the school and all that, I assume, right?
Ish.
That's not our responsibility.
Ish.
Oh.
That's kind of the hard part, and the way that their door security is set up, it's not the greatest. And so that's why we have to have staff present at all times that it's open, and that's one of the barriers. But we've got our games going, so we have supervisors in the gym anyways.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of adding another layer to what they're watching. So we're just going to gauge it and go for it and see what we have, and then go from there.
Do you have an idea of what time in the morning to what time, or not yet?
6:30 to 7:30 is the block.
Okay.
If we were going to do that. And the
Then
same
you
thing
can-
in the morning, I have to have staff there at all times to man it and supervise it.
So that's why we thought we didn't want to do the morning, just evening, because staff is already there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So,
think the morning people would benefit from, though.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm still working with
All
them
right.
to try to see if
Yeah,
there's
see what
any
you can figure out.
flexibility, but we've at least got something, so we're going to roll with that, and then we'll try to.
And we could test it, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
for
right.
sure. Yep.
Yeah.
And then the other one was just echoing what Jessica said on our tree lighting. Just thanks for everybody for coming. It was a great night and really good turnout considering the snow. We were really happy with how many people ventured out and enjoyed it. So thanks for the support. And Merry Christmas.
Yep, thanks, Logan.
And I will see you around.
I'm going to take that as a really high compliment.
Go friends, is what he was gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good event. Thanks, Logan, for all your hard work on that and getting everything ready. It just seems like, I don't know, maybe it's me, but it seems like you're getting better and more efficient at these programs coming up, and the Christmas light installation it's not just a walk in the park, but it seems like the people you've got are making it a lot easier as we go here. Yeah. So good, around and in and out, yeah. And so would you just let them know we appreciate them and let them know they're doing a good job from our perspective? Right, Corey? good. All right. With that, we can look for a motion. Oh, hang on. Reed, are you still there? Do you have anything for us tonight?
Nothing to report other than just wanted to express appreciation to Stephen Lord for his dedication to our city and the good things that he's done in helping us better understand the Public Works Department and its operation in our city. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Reed. All right, with that, we'll look for a motion to close.
Motion to close.
Motion to close by Councilman Garrett and a second by Councilmember Egbert. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.